Alright, yo, let's talk about what happened yesterday at the Oscars, bro. Yo, Will Smith slapped the out of Chris Rock, bro. Look at the memes, bro. Look at the memes. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's popping off about it. And honestly, I think the truth is that we all kind of feel conflicted about this scenario. Because I looked at it and I was like, I initially didn't know what to think. I was like, yo, like, I get it, bro. He's trying to defend his family. You know, he's trying to do it all in the name of honor and pride for his wife. And listen, when you're married, you carry your wife's problems. I understand that. I completely agree with that, and I respect that as a man. I feel that for him, all right? But when you zoom out and you take the emotional side out of it and you actually focus on the scenario and the setting and what had happened, there's actually a lot to learn from it. One day you might find yourself in a situation just like this, all right? And you may not know how to act. And I think that
was
by studying the scenario and the social status of what had happened, we can actually learn a lot. We can actually learn a lot, and we can learn how to act accordingly. Now the real question is, was Will Smith out of pocket? The way in which you handle disrespect defines who you are. Your emotions do not define you. Your actions define you. All right, so the way you feel, the truth is that's just how you feel. That's something that you're completely able to control. All right, you cannot control what other people are saying about your life, about your wife, or about your life. You cannot control those things, but you can't control how you act. And the way in which Will Smith acted, he acted a little bit like he was emasculated. He was over emotional. He was emasculated, right? He didn't really know his identity as a man. He felt like, he felt a certain sense of entitlement of, somebody crossed the line, so I'm gonna go slap this dude for making fun of my wife in front of everybody on national television. Now, you know, we all know that's not right. We know that's not right. It's fucked up. And Will Smith fucked up. So when you deconstruct the scenario, there's three things that really got to me. You know what? I'm gonna paint a different narrative. I'm gonna paint a picture for you guys. If this situation were to happen on the street, somebody was out here disrespecting your wife, would it be out of pocket for you to go up and punch them in the face? The answer would be no, it wouldn't be out of pocket for you to go punch them in the face. Why? Because that person is a complete stranger. They have no business, all right? And this is the streets. This is an open setting, bro. You know what I'm saying? You better be ready to back up your words if you're in the streets, all right? It's a different environment. Now, when we look back at the scenario, was Chris Rock a stranger? Chris Rock is not a stranger. Chris Rock is a friend to the Smith family, all right? They know each other. They collaborate with each other. Everybody knows each other. Two, did Chris Rock have any business disrespecting his wife? Yeah, he did, bro. He was hired to do a job. He's a comedian, all right? As a comedian, it's your skill set to ride a fine line between respect and disrespect, right? For entertainment. So, Chris Rock was doing his job as a performer, as a comedian. He even tried to soften the blow by saying, I love you, Jada. I love you, you know? And then he made his joke. And it was a slight remark on her appearance. And I understand how she might feel disrespected. All right? But it's a joke. It's a spur of the moment thing. All right? Without prior warning, Will Smith gets up and slaps the crap out of Chris Rock. What's really frightening to me is you see Will Smith laughing at the joke. Chris Rock can see his expression. Jada becomes uncomfortable, and then Will Smith feels like he has to act. He feels like he has to do something. And the truth is, he didn't have to do anything. All right? He didn't have to do anything. He could, if he felt so strongly about it, the way he could have acted was he could have at the end of the show, after he won his Oscar, he could have went up to Chris Rock and been like, yo, please don't make fun of my wife like that again. You know, giving him a prior warning because she feels uncomfortable to it. And at that point, that's where Chris Rock can make a decision. Hey, yo, am I gonna make this joke? Am I gonna cross this line because I know they're not comfortable with it? You know, and that's just the way to handle it like a man. At the end of the day, Chris Rock was doing his job. He was doing his job. And Will Smith acted over emotional, irrationally, in order to defend his wife's honor. And I don't think he did. I don't think he defended anybody's honor. I think he made himself look like an idiot. I think he embarrassed himself in front of everybody. And I understand how other guys might feel like, yo, if I were in that position, I would have done the same thing. I completely understand that, bro. I get that. That doesn't mean that you're right. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel a certain way does not mean that you're right to act that way. All right? And as a man, I think there's a lesson there. As a man, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to look at the situation, analyze it for what it is, and act accordingly. All right? That's what makes you an honorable man. All right? You are defined by your actions and not by your words. I was moved by Will Smith's speech afterwards. I was moved by it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That dude won an Oscar for a reason. But he wasn't right. He wasn't justified in his actions. If you watch Peaky Blinders, there's this one perfect clip where Tom Hardy is talking to Thomas Shelby, and he's telling him about himself.
I want him to acknowledge that his anger is unfucking justified. I want him to acknowledge that he who fights by the sword, he fucking dies by it, Tommy. You, judging me, stand there and talk to me about crossing some fucking line. If you pull that trigger, right, you pull that trigger for a fucking honourable reason. Like an honourable man, not like some fucking civilian that does not understand the wicked way of our world, mate.
He apologized to the people watching. He apologized to his nominees. But he didn't apologize to the one person that actually mattered, and that was Chris Rock. And you know, and you got to fault Will Smith for that, bro, because he fucked up 2 times that night. All right, one, he acted out of pocket, and then he didn't apologize to the one person that it mattered. So, you know, people like Kevin Samuels, I don't know if you watch him, but you know, specialists in relationships and understanding male psychology, you know, they're calling this EES, emasculated entanglement syndrome. And I don't think they're wrong, man. I think that Will Smith, if we look at the facts, was he emasculated? You know, did he feel emasculated? You know, did he feel like his identity as a male was being compromised? Yeah, he did. Was he entangled? Was he not really sure how to act? Yeah, he wasn't sure how to act. Why? Because as soon as he reacted, look at him, he was crying. All right? And he says he was crying because he was acting out of passion, and I understand that, but he was crying because he knew what he had done was wrong. He knew what he had done was wrong, and he couldn't take full accountability for it. He took partial accountability, but not full accountability, you know? And he got very over emotional, all right? And he looked weak. He looked vulnerable as a man, all right? So yeah, he was entangled. He was confused by the action that he had made, all right? And you know, that was his syndrome, you know? Now, like I said, my hope is not to slander Will Smith. Yo, I'm a big fan of Will Smith. I love Will Smith, bro. And like, even me watching that, I was like, bro, like, damn, dude, like, you can't go around acting like this in public, bro. You're making yourself look like an idiot, and you're making your family look like an idiot too, because now everybody's talking about it online. But you know me, I like to learn from scenarios like this. And like I said, I think there were three main factors in which he could have acted and it would have been justified. All right, was it a stranger? Did that stranger have any business making those jokes? All right, and then look at the setting. All right, the setting was he was surrounded by a bunch of other actors, a bunch of other professionals that get disrespected on a daily basis, and none of them act that out of pocket. Only Will Smith did. So he's not setting a good example for he's not setting a good example for his peers. And I think we can learn a lot from that situation. I really think we can. All right? Because as men, we get when something hurts our pride or something hurts the people we care about, we can get very, very reactive very, very quickly. And like I said, the setting was different. This was on the streets. It was a stranger, and that person had no business talking to your family like that, or making jokes, or cracking jokes, or picking on you. You have every right to defend yourself, bro. Throw them hands up. Be ready to back up your words. But an environment where people are setting an award, where jokes is being cracked on many other people for physical appearances, for scenarios, for whatever it is, and that person is getting paid to do so, don't go around trying to act like a fucking tough guy, bro. All right? Because you're not. You look like a fumbling idiot. All right? And then when you do realize you're acting like an idiot, take full accountability, bro. It's my fault. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Don't sit here and try to apologize to everybody except the one person that you actually hurt. All right? And that's just how a man does things, man. And that's just what I learned from the scenario. All right? And I hope, you've learned something as well. So the way I want to end this video is with love and care. So listen to this speech right here. Peace out.
I've been a scoundrel in my life. I've been selfish. I've been cruel at times, hard to work with, and ungrateful. But so many of you in this room have given me a second chance. And I think that's when we're at our best, when we support each other, not when we cancel each other out for past mistakes, but when we help each other to grow, when we educate each other, when we guide each other towards redemption. That is the best of humanity.